In the 1962 war, Chinese troops made incursions across the border and reached as far as Tejpur in central Assam. It is said that it was only then that policy makers and analysts realized the strategic importance of the region. Before that, even before independence during British colonial rule, the entire region was totally cut off from the mainstream. This made it difficult for there to be any real integration.
The problem with us being so difficult to be assimilated in this country is because, first of all, it is the mindset, first of all, and we can't just say it's a mindset and just leave the story. The story doesn't end here. The system, everything has to work in synchronizing with our attitude and all. And especially the problem is not, people say that, okay, we need to educate people here, in Delhi, but that's not true. The educated ones are actually the ones who actually pass comments and all. Rest of the people we find in street, they will just make comments, maybe out of curiosity, that's what I would like to believe. But the ones who are informed, half informed, they are the ones, passing judgment on us and always objectifying us, and the rest of the story we all know, which results into all the crime against women in particular. Women from our place is always easily
I think there are two things. First, it's obviously a general mindset of the people, and I think it's also got to do with the larger national politics, right? How the larger national politics kind of push forward the issue. So I think it's two things: the general mindset of the people, the common people, how they kind of negotiate with it, and second, how the people in power actually deal with it.
There are some problems, definitely. We when we go outside this campus, when I go anywhere else, I might feel, get into trouble sometimes. Maybe sometimes in metro, sometimes in any bus stops or anything like that. So, some kind of problem, but not a big deal because we have to move forward. We have to go on, so it's not a big deal.
But just as you want to be respected, you have to show equal respect to others. To you, it's been a problem because not with our friends. Our friends have been really good and they've been really nice to us. But it's people around us, like the landlords, the BG walas and all of that. So difficulties, yes, lots of difficulties. Mindset, it's a problem, but the system needs to do something about it. The government has to take really good initiative, not just when something bad occurs.
Racially being a Bengali, but socially, let's say I'm from Sikkim because I was born, brought up there. I speak Nepali as fluently as possible. Now, the thing is that I have a multicultural background, so I understand their problem very well. So people like us can actually become mediators. We understand this, two India thing, as they say. So now the problem is that basically there is a lot of misunderstanding. People stereotype that this stinky food, all these things, these issues and all. People are stereotyping. Why not just mix with them, sit with them sometimes, have a cup of tea, chat. From a personal level, when you start, I don't think you need very big institutions. I would disagree to some extent. From a personal level, you start talking with each other, make friends, play football, tennis, anything, just have fun. It works, and it has worked with me.
For me, it's in a long run, if I have to, in my opinion, if we give especially in the primary education, starting from the primary education or they are in a secondary education, if something, special studies regarding the Northeastern region, it has been included in the text, then it could help a lot because institution as a civil society player.
Because the ethnic groups are being alienated from core Indian nationalism, they hold on to their own ethnic-based nationalism, which does not help integration. The democratic political aspirations of the people of the Northeast are met by autonomy under the 6th schedule and the creation of 8 states. With the exception of Assam and Arunachal Pradesh, each of these states is small, but both individually and collectively, the region has huge potential.
As far as the Northeast is concerned, we have been working, if you see the visits and things that have taken place in the last 9 months, you will see that we have invited 2 chief ministers from the border regions to Manipur. 2 chief ministers from our northeastern states have been here. Another has been invited to come here. There is a lot of movement of business people and regional ministers now for regional trade events in the Northeast. A lot will depend on what are the resources that either side has. Clearly, for Myanmar at this moment, the resources are mainly agricultural and resource related. As far as India is concerned, Manipur is a very good example. It's an example that can also be followed by others. That, for example, Manipur has medical, health, diagnostic as well as education facilities, again English language, which are of interest to Myanmar. In Nagaland, for example, they have set up cement factories which can export cement to Myanmar. In Mizoram, I think there's a tremendous possibility for replicating or at least giving examples that can be tested out in the Chin state, the adjacent Chin state of Myanmar.
These are important. When I talk about locational advantage, there is also people advantage, a people skill advantage, that we need not just these masks and baskets which are tradition, but the new skills of music and sports as well as of IT and so on. You need to focus more on that. Language skills, for instance, some years ago I had taken a group from Southeast Asia led by the man who recently retired as Secretary General of ASEAN. And they said, well, your people speak such fluent English, why don't they come and set up English language schools in Southeast Asia? You see, we are thinking constantly of hard power. We need to think of soft power, music, language, sports. These are the things that build the connectivity and the bridges with people, even in Delhi.
Indeed, stalwarts from the Northeast have done and continue to do India proud, like Mary Kom, Somdev Devvarman, Kunjarani, Suranjoy, to name a few. Writers like late Indira Goswami, Temsula Ao, Mamang Dai, and a whole range of soldiers, journalists, lawyers, academicians, and indeed every person from the Northeast who greatly enrich India's composite culture. The rights, freedoms, and success of people from the Northeast are very much the success of India.
They're in every profession. I've met some of the top designing houses in Delhi are led by people from Manipur. So they're everywhere, as I said. But it's very interesting that a section of people think that we only work in spas. The head of Vedanta HRD is a Manipuri. Across Delhi, there are 200 Naga scholars who are professors across. They have an entire Naga Lawyers Association, Naga Scholars Association, Manipuri Scholars Association. So there's a rich body of knowledge and skills that we have.
They're working across the range. I mean, entrepreneurship is a special skill. If you don't have that skill, you can still work in an entrepreneurial institute by working, whether it's in the media or in the world of academia. That is a form of entrepreneurship in a part of Delhi, Shapur Jat. There is two young Nagas who've set up a trading business in things like this, traditional goods, handicrafts. There's a market here. So it's very small. There are others. There are 4 Naga restaurants in Delhi, in South Delhi alone.
That brings to a close this report on the Northeast, the second in our series on the region. Every week we bring you issues related to the Northeast, its history, culture, diversity and biodiversity that make it an unexplored paradise. That's all for now. Thanks for watching and see you again.